And now, come on.
Time to finish this.
How far until we're finally there?
Dead Inquisition. Your soul is dust.
Am I? I'm still alive, I think. Okay, she's going for the next Diluvian. That means we have to go this way? No. Or we just jump down there? Yeah, that's probably where we have to go. No enemies? Oh yeah, I thought he was coming back. I mean, why did you get back our... That looks amazing now. Let me try this. Why not? Because that is also using our focus. Come on. Oh, no, that was not on purpose. Sorry. Well, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Did it help or did it not connect? I think it did not connect. We got him though. We got him. Almost done. He is almost done. Almost. What the fuck? There was also a rage demon, or what is it called?
He's all magic-y. Use your hand.
Use the hand to destroy him. Okay, and the rest is gone as well. Also the rage demon. Okay, and we didn't use any health potion. Interesting. Okay, let's follow them. Let's follow them. Let's go. Oh, but the rest did not come with us. The Illuvian closed before they could enter. Good thing is our armor is visible. That was my main concern.
Ebesit kata, etwa ost.
Maraskata.
Your forces have failed. Leave now and tell the Canary to trouble me no further.
Solus.
That should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
Apparently I haven't found everything regarding notes and stuff, because if we would have, we would have a fourth option here, which would say we know already.
Qunari were trying to kill you. I wanted to get here first.
I know. They sought an agent of Fan Harel. I am no one's agent but my own. I fear that the truth is much simpler and much worse than the Qunari believe.
You're Fan Harel.
I was Solus first. Fan Harel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The Dread Wolf inspired hope in my friends, and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose. You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
I'm not gonna attack him.
I saw the stories as we traveled through the Illuvians. Are they true?
They are closer than the Dalish legends, though still prone to making me into something more than I am.
I'm so sorry, Solus. What you've seen, I can't imagine.
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fan Harel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanurus would have destroyed the entire world.
You banished the false gods. You didn't kill them.
You met Mythol, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanurus are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
We have so many questions, but I want to ask them all. They are all so interesting.
You said that the elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythol. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythol was one of the Evanurus.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. And in their lust for power, they killed her.
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Via de Thara. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade, all destroyed. The elven legends of immortality, all true. It was not the arrival of humans that caused them to begin aging. It was me. The Veil took everything from the elves, even themselves.
The Evanurus were elven mages? How did they come to be remembered as gods?
Slowly. It started with a war. War breeds fear. Fear breeds a desire for simplicity. Good and evil, right and wrong, chains of command. After the war ended, generals became respected elders, then kings, finally gods. The Evanurus.
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanurus down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the Elven people. even if it means this world must die.
Why does this world have to die for the elves to return?
A good question, but not one I will answer. You have always shown a thoughtfulness I respected. It would be too easy to tell you too much. I am not Corypheus. I take no joy in this. But the return of my people means the end of yours. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition. Your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for the agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
You gave your orb to Corypheus?
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Tevinter Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
So it wouldn't have worked anyway.
What would have happened if Corypheus had died, and you'd recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
If you destroyed the veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
What kind of plans?
I never thought of you as someone who would do that, Solus.
Thank you. You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
For whatever it's worth, thanks for the castle.
For whatever it's worth, you used it well.
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization. And now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Qunari plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Qunari spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Qunari body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
Oh, great.
Why bother disrupting the Qunari plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
I guess we owe you for that one too.
I hope it gives your people some final peace.
You control the Illuvians now?
Yes. You remember Briala from Halam Shiral? For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Qunari stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, the Illuvians are now mine.
Okay.
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes, I'm sorry. And we are almost out of time.
Oh, how conveniently that started hurting again.
The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
You know what? If you have watched my Dragon Age the Veilguard's playthrough, you know it. I just feel like we've been friends with Solus, and my character was always like this in the whole of Dragon Age Inquisition, the whole Let's Play. So I just have to save him.
You don't need to destroy this world. I'll prove it to you.
I would treasure the chance to be wrong once again, my friend. Take my hand. I'm sorry. Live well, while time remains.
Something must be done, but we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the Canary.
Yes, because this Solas provoked them in the first place.
The Inquisition did not cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Canary spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, none of us would be here to complain.
No one has forgotten what you have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Position will serve Divine Victoria. Efforts against Solus will be stronger but risk corruption. Inquisition will be disbanded. Efforts against Solus will be weaker but more secure.
You all know what this is. A writ from Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. It wasn't a formally authorized treaty that saved Ferelden's people. It wasn't careful diplomacy that ended your inane civil war. It was never about the organization. It was about people doing what was necessary. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a world to save. Again. Effective immediately, the Inquisition is disbanded.
She gets the new book. Yeah. I think the risk of corruption was just too high. That's why disbanding was the better decision. I mean, Solus proved to us that we were corrupt to the brink. Or maybe not corrupt, but we had a lot of spies in our midst. So I decided to disband it rather than keep going as we were. In short order, the Inquisition was disbanded. Some were relieved to see the unpredictable organization dismantled. Others preferred to remember the Inquisition's good works and the many lives it had saved. Those who had served returned to their former lives, knowing they had stopped the great evil from destroying the world. And hoping that the peace for which they had fought remained once the Inquisition was gone. With the dragon's breath disrupted and any hope of a swift victory dashed, the Qunari retreated back to the north. Few knew what debates were waged in Palvolon, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Their aggression caught the already unstable Imperium off guard. Tevinter was soon mired in a war many feared could spread across Thedas. Cassandra continued her reign as Divine Victoria, working to ensure that the Inquisition's disbanding did not allow new enemies to rise. Her efforts were successful, and for a time, southern Thedas saw peace. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunterhorn Mountains north of LA, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside the Order could guess. Some believed that the end of the Inquisition as it had been heralded the destruction of the fledgling College of Enchanters. Having clashed with the Circle, the college now found itself without support against the newly elected Grand Enchanter, Vivienne. Fortunately, Grand Enchanter Vivienne grudgingly agreed not to destroy its terrified leaders as a personal favor to Divine Victoria. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the south, vying for power. Liliana continued to act as the Inquisition spymaster in its final months as an independent organization. During this time, she shared many of her responsibilities with her most trusted agents, including Charter, Rector, and Harding. Many believed that Liliana feared what lay on the horizon and was grooming successors in anticipation of the challenges ahead. With the Inquisition disbanded, Sarah joined the Inquisitor in officially retiring from scaring people in high places. Oh, we got like a crossbow as our arm now. By formal account and agreement, both would lead boring, safe lives, nowhere special, doing not much at all. Of course not. Yes, but it's nice that Sarah and our Inquisitor, well, they kept doing what they were doing, and with that comforting lie, those in power continued their fragile lives as though all was back to normal. No, our Evelyn is a Red Jenny now. Meanwhile, Red Jenny, an entirely separate person not at all collectively embodied by Sarah, the Inquisitor and countless friends, continued to make a difference or just have fun, where and when the impulse struck. With frequent visits to her Whittle, of course. Yes, she was with this dwarf girl. I forgot Dagna. Dagna was the name, right? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Perhaps most unnerving was Sarah's standing offer to the Divine. I'm interested now. When the knobs piss about with your left hand or right, call on Red Jenny to give them 2 fingers. Nice. Varric took up the role of Viscount and, with the help of his friend Hawk, rebuilt Kirkwall's damaged infrastructure. Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as the major trade hub of the Free Marches. He continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. Yeah, I remember he and Sebastian, they weren't like too close of friends. With the Inquisition disbanded, the Bull's chargers returned to take in jobs throughout Olay and Ferelden. Yeah, now it's good that they did not disband and join the Inquisition completely, because yeah, with the Inquisition disbanded they would have been without anyone. Fighting demons and clearing out the remains of Venatori forces, the Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. After the Inquisition disbanded, Cullen retired from active service, yeah, with his Mabari, very nice. He returned to Ferelden, establishing a sanctuary for former Templars on land Divine Victoria granted it to him. Ooh, that was nice of her. With his help, many Templars shed their lyrium addiction, and those whose minds were too far gone spent their last days in comfort. And he promised that, should his friends from the Old Inquisition ever need him, his blade would be ready. Dorian returned to Tevinter to take his father's place in the Magisterium, and that's where we'll meet him in Dragon Age the Veilguard. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. Along with Magister Mayvaris Tilani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem Tevinter, a fight many felt hopeless. Those fighting by Magister Pavis's side noted that he kept in constant communication with the Inquisitor via message crystal. Very nice. I like that. Whether for vital information or for moral support, these talks seem to give Dorian the strength to continue his fight. It's a shame we can't see them both reconnect in Tevinter, because the Inquisitor is theirs a few times. Maybe they did off-screen though. Tom Rainier was shown mercy when none was deserved, and set on a path of redemption. This gift, so compassionately given, needed to be shared. Freed from his obligations to the Inquisition, Rainier traveled Thedas, giving hope to the condemned and the forgotten. In the deepest prisons and pits of Thedas, he found, if not goodness itself, its potential. By showing faith in those who had none, Rainier lifted them up and made them into something better than they were. With the Inquisition disbanded, Josephine made her farewells and returned to Antiva and her family. Thanks to the Inquisitor's help, the Monsiliers were once again permitted to trade in Orlais. The next few years were a busy time, as many ships with the Monsilier crest were built and set sail again from Antiva's harbors. Soon, Ravani pirate captains with an ancient feud against Josephine's ancestors took to the seas, determined to rekindle the rivalry. Apart from Josephine's sister Yvette nearly eloping with a dashing pirate prince on one occasion, Lady Montelier took the development in stride. The Inquisitor found herself warmly received by Josephine's family, and House Montelier soon became a second home. A place where the Inquisitor could, at last, find peace for a time, with Josephine happily by her side. Paul took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Oh, it's nice that he also found a way. Looks like we made good decisions for all of them. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. Yeah, Cole is for that. That's why Cole is there with her. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across the years. Yeah, because they were either with the Qun or with Fen'Haral, with Solus. None could say where they went, but those who believed the Inquisitor's story about Fen'Haral wondered just how large the Dread Wolf's forces were. And what the ancient elven rebel had planned. Is this Haven?
My
Looks a
agents
bit
have
like
found
Haven.
nothing.
Yeah.
With the illusions, he could be anywhere.
With the Inquisition officially disbanded, we have no army, no formal alliances.
We have what we truly need.
We will need to be careful.
Solus knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will save our friend from himself, if we can.
And therefore we have to go to the Winter in the next game. Yeah. And that was Dragon Age Inquisition in its entirety. Yeah. The Trespasser DLC. I must say, yeah, I remembered it correctly. I really liked the story. The only thing that I didn't like was, yeah, at the end that this bug happened with the dragon. I really wanted to save the dragon, but unfortunately, because I also checked on the internet, this bug with the gates is apparently, yeah, it's something that happens to a lot of people and there's no way to fix it apart from reloading, but I tried that already and it didn't work, so that was the only bummer. The rest of this DLC was quite amazing, and yeah, I will emphasize again that I believe it will be on my number 2 of favorite DLCs of the whole Dragon Age franchise, behind the Awakening DLC for Dragon Age Origins. So yeah, that was a long ride for Dragon Age Inquisition in total. I think I played around, I don't know, well, it should be around 120 episodes now, which means around 60 hours of recordings that you've seen on YouTube, but it's probably more like 120 hours that I've played the game. Yeah, in total, because I cut out, because I cut out all the side quests and stuff in those areas. But yeah. Wow. We're finally done with this game. I can't say how much I love Dragon Age, the franchise. But yeah, I still say Origins is my favorite, then Inquisition, and then Dragon Age 2. And the Veilguard is probably on number 4 then. Yeah, I believe so. I prefer the combat of the Veil Guards to Dragon Age 2, but Dragon Age 2 has a better story. A much better story. So yeah. With that, I would like to thank you for...
What is this? A new book?
Oh,
All this shit is weird.
let's listen to this.
Varric, that is a terrible title. What are you even thinking?
Okay. Is there coming some more? Maybe.
The sky
Yeah.
churned like a rolling sea on a dark and stormy night, centered on a gaping hole that led to the arse end of nowhere.
What?
A hole that spit up many things that day. Comets, demons, and a whole lot of trouble. It's about the Inquisition.
Okay.
The din of the tavern cut the silence like it owed the carter money. In the middle, in her element, Red Jenny. She looked me up and down, mostly down.
Of course.
Not playing, weirdy, she said, gesturing with and dismissively eating a sandwich. Don't write that. Seriously, piss up a robe. Sarah made the subtext text, which suited me fine. The court enchanter swirled into the room like a drop of beautiful poison spreading in a wineglass. She sized me up with a glance. I'm so glad you made it, my dear, she said. I am Madame de Fair, the most terrifying person you shall ever meet. Liliana enfolded Alphonse in an embrace as warm as a serpent's kiss. I always knew I could count on your support. The Count did not feel the bite of her poisoned dart until it was too late. Even if it requires your death. Drops of rain glistened on the griffin medallion grasped tightly in Blackwall's hand. The silver-eyed wings of valor, they mean nothing. He flung the medal to the cold and uncaring ground. You don't know what I've done. You don't know me.
Expression of...
So romantic.
Was that an expression of Blackwall? Ah, you gotta train a little bit. Cassandra, that was not that
Cole
great.
moved like a shadow that also moved like a knife. A shadow wearing a hat where dreams came to die. It's a riddle, he whispered. A cold riddle that gnaws at your mind, but you'll feel better when it's gone. That makes as much sense as anything Cole says. Do you place your herald above the law, Ambassador? Whose law, my lady? Josephine's eyes glittered like angry opals. The law destroyed by rebellion, by civil war, by poor fiscal management. We are the law. We left our mark on adamant, but the dust hadn't settled, and neither had Harding. I can offer you a drink, if I catch your meaning. If you'd caught my meaning, you'd have offered a double. What is even happening here? The Iron Bull was a great slab of muscle with horns that could hang a tapestry, one eye scanned for threats, while the other hid behind an eye patch like a chantry sister's old sins. "Come on," he barked, not looking back as he entered. "The dancer with the great rack comes on in 5. That is spot on, actually. The commander had the look of a Templar who had seen the worst of humanity, yet still had the time to style his hair.
Indeed.
"This isn't just a war," he said, his gaze steely like a dull blade. "It's the only war." "Cullen! That's Cullen!"
Yes, of course it's Cullen.
The mage wore a class of handsome sneer cultivated by 1,000 years of Tevinter elitism. "The name's Dorian," he glared. "Dorian. Spell it right, you marble-headed lump, or it's toad time." A toad? That's hardly credible.
Yeah.
The bold elf spun, mage staff crackling like the city after a good man's murder. "You're crazy!" the Red Templar cried in terror. Moonlight glinted off ears like the knives you never see coming. Better to fade out than burn away. Ugh, Varric.
Okay, I assume that's it.
Wait,
No?
where am I? I don't... Oh, here it is.
Ooh.
The Seeker clutched at my vest, her tears as desperate as they were pitiful. "Varric, I was wrong about everything," she sobbed. "Could you find it in your noble heart to forgive me?" That dwarf, he put me in the book!
Oh god.
I'm
She
in
likes
the
it.
book! I am reading the shit out of this!
I guess so. To all of you who played Dragon Age Inquisition, who laughed, cried, and reached out on social media, who made fan art and comics and cosplay and jokes, thank you. Dragon Age Inquisition was a labor of love. Without you, it would never have been possible. Your support and your passion touched us deeply. We hope that, in some small way, this game touched you as well. Bear your blade and raise it high. The Dragon Age team. So yeah, we're done with the game. Now completely. For the future of my channel, I can't really say what will come next. I have some ideas, but I will think about them. Yeah, but will be for sure there will be new episodes coming tomorrow. Well, not with Dragon Age, but with something new, or maybe in 2 days. You will see. You can check out my channel description if you want to know exactly what's coming. Yeah, but for now, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in another Let's Play on my channel. Until then, bye bye.